When Darren took the night shift as a security guard at the old Marlowe Hotel, he was just glad to have a job. The building had been converted into a low-cost apartment complex, but most of it sat empty. Only the first 2 floors were occupied. The 3rd floor was off-limits, condemned according to management. But no one ever told him why. His supervisor handed him a worn-out keyring and said, "Ignore the 3rd floor. The elevator won't go there anyway." On his first week, everything was uneventful. He made his rounds, nodded to the few tenants he saw, and sat in the office watching grainy CCTV footage. But then, on the 7th night, the elevator dinged. It opened to no one. Confused, he checked the panel. The display flickered. 3. That couldn't be right. He hit the button to bring the elevator back down. Nothing. Just static on the monitor. Then briefly, a glimpse of someone standing in the hallway on the 3rd floor. The feed cut out. The next night, the same thing happened. This time, he caught a clearer glimpse. A woman in a hospital gown, her head tilted unnaturally, standing completely still. Her eyes were black holes. He reported it. The manager dismissed it. "No one's up there. You're probably just tired." But Darren couldn't let it go. He dug up an old blueprint of the building. Room 301 was marked in red. A note scribbled next to it read, "Do not enter." 301 was never vacated. On his 10th night, the elevator opened again. No sound, no movement, just the door sliding apart like an invitation. He stepped inside. The 3 button was glowing, even though the panel had no 3rd floor button. As the elevator rose, the lights flickered. The air grew cold. His breath fogged. The doors opened to a dim hallway soaked in a sickly yellow glow. The carpet was damp and the wallpaper peeled like skin. All the doors were shut except 301. Inside, the room looked untouched by time. The bed was made. A small static-filled TV was on. And in the corner, a woman was sitting, rocking back and forth. He stepped in, whispering, "Ma'am." She stopped, turned her head. Her face was blank, but her mouth began to open, wider than humanly possible. Then the lights went out. When he came to, he was lying in the hallway outside the room. The door to 301 was closed again. Locked. The elevator was gone. He had to walk down the stairwell, heart pounding. Back in the office, he reviewed the cameras. At exactly 3:01 a.m., the feed showed him entering the room, followed by another version of him exiting minutes later. That copy looked directly at the camera and smiled. He quit the next morning. The Marlowe Hotel remains open. Still no one lives above the 2nd floor. But every so often, the elevator dings at 3:01 a.m., and the camera catches a familiar figure walking the halls. Except Darren hasn't been there in months.